Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals definitely lacked for elegance, but all that disorder actually produced some memorable moments and themes. Let's start with Kobe Bryant and Boston's stifling defense, particularly in the first half. The Celtics put Bryant and the Lakers on notice early. Watch this possession fewer than 5 minutes into the game. A high screen from Andrew Bynum doesn't give Bryant a whole lot. In fact, now Kobe is dealing with 2 defenders because Wallace turns his attention toward Kobe while still shading Bynum. Bryant spends a lot of time in a stagnant dribble, even one-on-one. Watch Derek Fisher with his arms extended on the weak side and Ron Artest poised at the top of the arc. By confining himself to a small corner of the floor, Bryant makes it easier for Paul Pierce to help out, and that applies even more pressure and induces a desperate heave against a double team at the shot clock buzzer. This pattern continues throughout the first half, which Bryant finishes with 8 points on 3 for 14 shooting. Here, Tony Allen and Glenn Davis trap Bryant and get Kobe to fire up another ill-advised off-balance jumper. Our second sequence occurs just after halftime. The Celtics have a 6-point lead, but haven't exactly prospered offensively. So how are they going to sustain their lead? It's simple. Have Rajon Rondo and Kevin Garnett go to work. Let's watch this again. The Lakers are giving Rondo plenty of room until about 16 feet, and that's where Garnett sets his screen. When both Laker defenders react to Rondo, Garnett just rolls to the rim where Rondo finds him. Rondo and Garnett hook up again about a minute later when Garnett seals off Gasol under the basket, and Rondo uses all that room the Lakers are giving him to fire a pass over the defense. In a game with little offensive rhythm, it looks like Boston has found something. Garnett's matchup with Gasol is our third sequence. Garnett is really aggressive calling for the ball, especially when he's feeling it in the third quarter. Watch him dominate Gasol here in isolation. That first step might not be as quick, but Garnett's ability to seal and finish is still impressive. But watch what happens a few minutes later. We have the same vocal Garnett at the same spot, but this time, Gasol plays a little further off him, and when Garnett makes his move toward the baseline, Gasol reacts sharply. Garnett's layup attempt never makes it to the cup. Gasol finally slays the Dragon, and from this moment on, Boston's lead begins to evaporate. Sequence number 4 belongs to Ron Artest, who finishes with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals. Boston has played off Artest much the way the Lakers have played off Rondo. And with about 8 minutes left, you can see Artest hesitate on the open 3 and instead settle for a lower percentage 2. How do you make the defense pay for ignoring you? Go to the hole. That's what Artest does here. He flashes to the paint where Gasol finds him with a pretty pass, count the basket and the foul. After Artest drains the free throw, the Lakers have their first tie of the second half. Of course, Artest's long-range three-pointer with a minute left in the game gives the Lakers a decisive 6-point lead. This probably isn't a pass Bryant makes in the first half. Sequence number 5 is Derek Fisher's, though Pau Gasol can stake some claim as well. Seconds after Fisher gets whistled for a foul on Ray Allen, the Lakers come down court trailing again by 3. When Bryant feeds Gasol on the right block and clears, Rondo drops off Fisher for just a second to harass Gasol. The instant Rondo comes, Pau kicks it out to an open Fisher. And we've seen this before. Celtics coach Doc Rivers.
I thought there were a couple big plays. Fisher's 3, I thought was the biggest single shot.
Sequence 6 is yet another exorcism for Pau Gasol. All series long, Gasol and Rasheed Wallace have been wrestling down low, and Game 7 was true to form. But just as Gasol was able to overcome Garnett on the block, he also hit some big shots against Wallace down in the post. None of them bigger than this bucket with a minute and a half remaining in the season. This is not the face of a soft man. Gasol is also the featured player in our final sequence, the last of the Lakers' 23 offensive rebounds. Watch how the Celtics are caught scrambling for their defensive assignments as Odom rushes the ball up court. Since the Lakers are nursing a lead inside of a minute, the Celtics should have the opportunity to correct any mismatches, but for some reason there's mass confusion, and Rondo ultimately stays on Gasol. When Bryant's shot goes up, Rondo pays for that decision.
I just wanted to go get it. I was able to box him out and hold him with one arm and get it with the other one and kick it out, and it was a pretty proud of that play.
The Lakers winning Game 7 wasn't artful, and it wasn't particularly attractive, but completing a task isn't always pretty, and besides, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.